We all head to riversides when we want to relax, but sometimes these same deep waters can give you nightmares. You're probably saying, how? Well, let's jump right into the video and you'll know. Because in this video, I am going to tell you about the weirdest things found in rivers and oceans. So let's get started. Number 1. Ancient Roman bronze statues. The Italian archaeologists have discovered 24 incredibly well-preserved bronze statues in the ancient thermal baths of San Casciano di Bagni, Tuscany. These statues, over 2,000 years old, offer a remarkable window into the Greco-Roman world and its rituals. These statues were found submerged in the mud and water of the ancient bathhouse ruins, which preserved them exceptionally well. Among the standout figures are a sleeping adolescent and Hygeia. The unique conditions of the thermal waters and the careful burial of the site when it was dismantled around 500 CE contributed to their excellent preservation. This discovery is not just amazing because of its preservation, but also because of its historical significance. The statues date from the 2nd century BCE to the 1st century CE, a time of great transition from Etruscan to Roman rule in Tuscany. This period was marked by cultural and political changes reflected in the artistic styles and religious practices seen in these statues. Jacopo Taboli, the lead archaeologist from the University for Foreigners in Siena, believes the statues were likely placed in the thermal waters as part of a ritual. Once restored, they will be displayed in a new museum in San Casciano. Number 2. Lion City. Now hear me out. Under the waters of Qiandao Lake in China's Zhejiang province lies a hidden city. A city? Yes, you heard that right. The ancient city of Xicheng, also known as Lion City. Dating back to the Han and Tang dynasties, Xicheng has a very interesting history. In 1959, it was intentionally flooded to create the Shinan hydroelectric dam. Xicheng was established during the Tang dynasty in 621 AD, making it nearly 1,400 years old. It covers about half a square kilometer and is unique because it has 5 entrances instead of the usual 4 that align with the cardinal directions. The layout and buildings of the city provide a special glimpse into life during that era. The city's excellent preservation is thanks to its underwater location in a freshwater lake with little light and oxygen to cause decay. Divers have discovered stone statues of lions, dragons, and phoenixes, as well as inscriptions dating back to 1777. These finds began after the city was rediscovered in 2001. And yes, you can say that exploring Xicheng feels like stepping into a time machine. Divers have found intact structures, carvings, guardian lions, and arches. However, it's a challenging dive, suitable only for experienced divers due to the deep water, darkness, and need for good buoyancy control. The site isn't fully mapped and has potential hazards, making it unsafe for beginners. Number 3. Gonch. The gonch, or Bagarius ureli, is a giant catfish species that lives in the rivers of northern India and Nepal. Known for its massive size, the largest recorded gonch weighs 165 pounds, but these fish can grow even bigger. They are powerful swimmers with strong jaws and muscular tails, making them scary predators. These giant catfish have a reputation for being both strong and fast. There are even rumors that gonch has attacked and eaten humans, but these stories aren't proven. Yet still, I wouldn't want to meet a giant catfish ever. Number 4. Black smokestacks. In 1977, a game-changing discovery was made near the Galapagos archipelago that would transform our understanding of ocean life. Hydrothermal vents are known as black smokers. These vents were first spotted by a team led by marine geologist Robert Ballard aboard the research vessel Nor. They emit plumes of black, superheated, mineral-rich water from the ocean floor. Black smokers are found in volcanic areas along mid-ocean ridges, where cold seawater seeps into the cracks of the seafloor and gets heated by the magma below. This process can heat the water to scorching temperatures as high as 750 degrees Fahrenheit. As the water heats up, it triggers chemical reactions that draw minerals and chemicals from the surrounding rocks, creating a nutrient-packed solution that's expelled through the vent openings. The discovery of these vents was revolutionary because it revealed thriving ecosystems deep in the ocean. far beyond the reach of sunlight. Before this, it was believed that life at such depths depended solely on organic matter sinking from the ocean's surface. However, the ecosystems around black smokers are sustained by chemosynthesis, a process where microbes convert carbon dioxide into organic compounds using the chemicals from the vent fluids. This chemosynthetic process supports a complex food web, including unique deep-sea creatures adapted to these extreme conditions. The existence of black smokers has not only expanded our knowledge of ocean ecosystems, but also raised fascinating questions about the potential for life on other planets. These hydrothermal vents show that life can thrive in environments previously thought uninhabitable, relying on chemical energy instead of sunlight. Now that must have been one cool discovery back then. Number 5. Vampire fish. The payara, often called the vampire fish, yes, a vampire, is a species found in the Amazon basin, especially in the rivers of Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia. Known scientifically as Hydrolocus scomboroides, this fish is famous for its long fangs that stick out from its lower jaw, which it uses to catch prey. These sharp teeth give the payara its scary nickname and reputation. Payaras can grow quite large, usually about 2 feet long, but some can reach over 3 feet and weigh up to 39 pounds. With their powerful jaws and strong bodies, they are fast and effective hunters, mainly eating smaller fish. This has led to local legends about them being dangerous to humans, though there's no scientific proof of this. The payara's unique look and aggressive behavior make them popular with anglers and aquarium enthusiasts. In the wild, they put up a tough fight when caught, making them an exciting challenge for sport fishers. In aquariums, they are often called vampire tetras because of their striking appearance. However, they need large tanks and should be kept with other big fish to prevent them from eating smaller tank mates. Despite their intimidating teeth and predatory nature, payaras are important to their ecosystem. They help keep fish populations balanced in the rivers they live in. Like many species in the Amazon, they face threats from habitat loss and overfishing. Number 6. Arapaima. The arapaima is a massive freshwater fish native to the Amazon River basin in South America and is one of the largest freshwater fish in the world. These giants can grow up to 9 feet long and weigh around 440 pounds, although they are usually about 6 feet long and 200 pounds. The arapaima has several features that make it look out of the ordinary. It has a streamlined body with a tapered coppery green head, an upturned mouth, and a scaly black body with a white center. Its dorsal fin runs along its back towards its large red tail. The arapaima's scales are incredibly tough and can grow up to 4 inches long, offering protection against predators like piranhas. These scales are so durable that Amazonian natives use them to make jewelry. Arapaimas are obligate air breathers, meaning they need to surface every 10-20 minutes to gulp air using a modified swim bladder that works like a lung. The sound they make when they surface, which resembles a cough, can be heard from quite a distance. Their predatory behavior is fascinating. Arapaimas use a gulper feeding strategy where they open their large mouths to create a vacuum that sucks in prey. They primarily eat fish, but also consume fruits, seeds, insects, birds, and small mammals. With short bursts of speed, they can even leap out of the water to snatch prey from low-hanging branches. The life cycle of the arapaima is closely tied to the Amazon's seasonal floods. During high water seasons, they spread out into the floodplains, and during low water seasons, they make nests where the male guards the eggs until they hatch. Number 7. Iceland iceworm. The Iceland iceworm, also known as the Lagerfljótsamur or Lagerfljót worm, is a legendary lake monster said to live in Lagerfljót, which is a lake near the town of Egilsstadir in eastern Iceland. This serpentine creature has captured the minds of locals and visitors for centuries. The first recorded sighting of the Lagerfljót worm dates back to 1345 and is noted in the Icelandic annals as a marvel. Since then, it has appeared in various historical documents, including maps, chronicles, and poems from the 16th and 17th centuries, solidifying its place in Icelandic folklore. According to local legend, the monster originated from a heath worm placed with gold, which grew into a massive creature living in the lake. Similar tales are told about other Icelandic lakes, like Skorradalsvatn. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, in February 2012, the Icelandic national broadcaster RUV published a video that supposedly showed the Lagafljot worm swimming in the lake's icy waters. The footage, which quickly went viral, seemed to show a long, snake-like figure moving through the water. However, skeptics analyzed the video and suggested that the object might be stationary, with the movement being an optical illusion caused by the fast-flowing water. In 2013, Scandinavian skeptical investigator Maisa McKeown analyzed the 2012 video. Comparing the location of the object's head to static reference points, she concluded that the creature likely remained stationary, with the apparent movement caused by the current. This led to the theory that the river monster might be a piece of ice-covered cloth or fishing net caught on an underwater branch or rock rather than a living creature. Number 8. Hadrian's head. The discovery of Emperor Hadrian's bronze head in the Thames is very interesting. This find not only sparks our imagination, but also provides a glimpse into the past of Roman Britain. This bronze head, believed to have once been part of a grand statue of Hadrian, likely stood proudly on a Roman bridge in London. Its presence would have commemorated the emperor's significant visit to Britain in AD 122, a visit that left a lasting impact on the landscape and the memories of the people. Hadrian traveled extensively across the Roman Empire. His visits often included efforts to beautify cities, and erecting statues was a common way to celebrate his presence and reinforce imperial authority. The discovery of Hadrian's head in the Thames raises intriguing questions about how it ended up there. Was it intentionally removed from the statue, perhaps as an act of iconoclasm or a religious offering? The exact circumstances remain a mystery, but each possibility adds layers of significance waiting to be explored. Beyond its mysterious origins, this artifact offers a window into Roman leadership and the strategic use of imperial imagery for propaganda. Statues in public spaces, like forums and bridges, were more than just decorative. They were powerful symbols of power and control, reinforcing Rome's presence and authority in far-flung parts of the empire. Number 9. Apollo F-1 engines. Imagine going 14,000 feet below the ocean's surface off the coast of Florida and stumbling upon a piece of history that helped humanity take its first steps on the moon. Well, that's exactly what happened when Amazon founder Jeff Bezos led a team on a daring expedition to recover the Apollo F-1 engines. These powerful engines, which propelled the iconic Apollo 11 mission that landed Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the lunar surface, were like buried treasure waiting to be rediscovered. Ejected from the mighty Saturn V rocket during liftoff, they found themselves resting silently on the ocean floor until Bezos and his team intervened. Sure, some of the original serial numbers are missing, but there's enough there to rebuild not just one, but 2 complete F-1 engines. And the best part? These restored engines won't be hidden away in some secret vault. Oh no, they're destined for the spotlight in a Seattle museum. Number 10. Antikythera mechanism. Back in 1901, a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera showed a crazy discovery, an ancient device dating back to around 100 BC, which is considered the oldest known analog computer. Imagine the technological skills needed to create such a complex machine over 2,000 years ago. This hand-powered orrery was used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses years in advance. It had 30 bronze gears working together to model the movements of celestial bodies. The mechanism could simulate the moon's orbit, predict eclipses, and even account for the moon's irregular motion. It also calculated various astronomical phenomena like the positions of celestial bodies, the phases of the moon, and the phases of planets. Essentially, it was a mechanical computer for astronomical predictions, using principles from both Babylonian astronomy and Greek geometry. One of the most amazing things about the Antikythera mechanism is how it shows the advanced knowledge and skills of the ancient Greeks. This device was an incredible engineering achievement, challenging our ideas about what ancient civilizations could do. It's mind-blowing to think that such sophisticated technology existed so long ago. Recent research has led to a reconstructed model of the front of the Antikythera mechanism, revealing its complexity and precision in displaying the ancient Greek cosmos, including the sun, moon, and planets. While we can't claim to have an exact replica due to lost evidence, evidence, the reconstructed model is strongly supported by the surviving fragments. Number 11. Titanic wreck. The RMS Titanic, famously discovered in 1985 by Dr. Robert Ballard, rests about 12,500 feet deep in the North Atlantic Ocean, around 370 nautical miles from Newfoundland. This legendary ship, once thought unsinkable, met a tragic end on its maiden voyage in April 1912. And yes, it was found later. When Ballard and his team found the Titanic, they discovered it had split into two main pieces, with the bow and stern lying about 2,000 feet apart. The bow section was surprisingly well preserved, offering a haunting look at the luxury accommodations that once defined the ship. Grand staircases, luxurious dining rooms, and the personal belongings of passengers and crew are still there, untouched and unchanged. The stern tells a different story, though. Severely damaged during its sinking, the Titanic shows the violent forces at play as it broke apart. The debris field around the wreck also showed what went on the night it sank. I don't know if it's a bit inconsiderate, but it is very interesting to see how these larger-than-life moments can just flash in front of your eyes when you take a look at their remains. Number 12. Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument is an underwater rock formation off the southern coast of Yonaguni Island in Okinawa, Japan. Discovered in 1986 by a local diver, this crazy yet interesting structure lies about 25 meters below the surface and features terraces, steps, and right angles that have led to a debate about its origins. Measuring around 50 meters long, 20 meters wide, and 25 meters tall, the monument is made of sandstone and mudstone, which are thought to have been deposited around 20 million years ago. The big question is whether this is an ancient man-made structure or a natural formation. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Marine geologist Masaki Kimura strongly believes it is man-made. He argues that the symmetrical features and architectural elements are evidence of an ancient structure, possibly built by the Jomon people who lived in the region as early as 12,000 BC. Kimura even suggests that the monument could be the remnants of a lost continent called Mu, similar to the mythical Atlantis. He supports his theory by pointing to what he believes are quarry marks, sculpted animal-like rocks, and the area's history of seismic activity. On the other side, geologist Robert Schoch argues that the Yonaguni Monument is a natural formation. According to Schoch, geological processes like erosion and tectonic activity are responsible for the monument's features. He explains that parallel bedding planes and right angles are common in sandstone formations and can be attributed to natural fracturing and weathering. Number 13. Deep Sea River. Imagine diving into what looks like a small pond in Cancun, Mexico, only to discover it extends 66 meters underground. This is Cenote Angelita. At about 27 meters below the surface, divers encounter a thick hydrogen sulfide cloud that creates the illusion of a river flowing beneath another river. It's almost like stepping into another world. The ancient Mayans certainly thought so. They believed this water was sacred and used it for religious rites, including human sacrifices. Today, Cenote Angelita is a destination for experienced divers due to its depth and unique conditions. If you're up for the challenge, you should definitely go. Number 14. Ticking time bombs. During a routine dive in the Baltic Sea, Polish divers discovered a relic from World War II, a massive bomb called the Tallboy or earthquake bomb. This device, weighing 5.4 tons and measuring 6 meters in length, was dropped by the British Royal Air Force in 1945 but didn't detonate at the time. When the divers found it, the potential danger was huge. To ensure safety, a remote device was used to disarm the bomb, preventing a controlled explosion that could have been catastrophic. Number 15. The city of Dwarka. The sunken city of Dwarka, off the coast of India, is a city full of myths and history. Linked to Lord Krishna, it is believed to have submerged under the Arabian Sea following Krishna's departure from the world, marking the start of the Kali Yuga. According to Hindu mythology, Dwarka, one of the Sapuras of Hinduism, was reclaimed from the sea by Lord Krishna after he moved from Mathura to Dwarka in Gujarat. But the city's existence isn't just a myth. Archaeological evidence points to several structures and the sudden submersion of the city. Believed to have been built on reclaimed land about 3,500 years ago, Dwarka eventually drowned as sea levels rose. Scientific studies have have indicated fluctuating sea levels in the area over time, possibly due to geological disturbances or coastal erosion. Numerous artifacts, including anchors, have been discovered at the underwater archaeological site, suggesting that Dwarka was an important historic port. This port likely facilitated trade between Indian and Arabic regions from the 15th to 18th centuries. These discoveries paint a picture of a vibrant city with a rich maritime history. Archaeological expeditions have found things like submerged walls, pottery, sculptures, and other artifacts that shed light on the city's past glory and urban planning. Ancient texts describe Dwarka as having 900,000 royal palaces made of crystal and silver, adorned with emeralds and built on 6 blocks divided into residential and commercial areas. The city was well planned, featuring large roads, gardens, and artificial lakes before being submerged in a significant flood around 9,000 years ago. Number 16. Tollund Man. The Tollund Man is an exceptionally well-preserved 500-year-old mummy discovered in 1950 in the Bjelskovdal Bog, Denmark. He was found in a fetal position, wearing a sheepskin cap held with a chin strap and a leather belt around his waist. A leather cord was tightly wrapped around his neck, suggesting that he was likely hanged. Researchers believe he was a sacrificial victim, possibly offered to ancient pagan deities. Now, that is a bit scary, I must say. Number 17. World's largest bacterium. In the mangrove swamps of the Caribbean islands, scientists discovered the world's largest bacterium, Thiomargarita magnifica, in 2022. This bacterium is visible to the naked eye and is 5,000 times longer than typical bacteria. It appears as thread-like structures with sulfur granules. Initially discovered in 2009, it was mistakenly classified as a fungus, but further analysis revealed its true nature as a giant prokaryote. Number 18. Spanish Stonehenge. The dolmen of Guadalparal, which is often referred to as the Spanish Stonehenge, was revealed during a drought in 2022 in Spain, and it is 7,000 years old. This ancient site consists of 150 granite rocks arranged in a circular pattern dating back 5,000 years. It was first discovered in 1926 and has been compared to England's Stonehenge due to its similar structure. Normally underwater in a reservoir, the drought's receding waters revealed this ancient monument. Number 19. Human teeth fish. In the Amazon river basins, you'll find the pacu fish, a species known for its teeth that closely resemble human teeth. These fish have gained a notorious reputation for biting fishermen, mistaking their body parts for nuts, which are a typical part of their diet. Although primarily found in South America, pacu fish have been discovered in various parts of the world, including Denmark, North America, and Russia. Number 20. Cystisoma. Did you guys know that we have a creature that's practically invisible underwater? That's Cystisoma for you, a true expert in the art of hiding in plain sight. These amazing critters have transparent bodies that make them super hard to spot by hungry predators. But wait, there's more to it than meets the eye. Turns out Cystistoma has another trick up its sleeve, an anti-reflective coating. It's like having an invisibility cloak underwater, but why go to all this trouble to hide? Well, imagine living in the open ocean where there's nowhere to duck and cover. Predators are everywhere, so being invisible is a top survival skill for Cystistoma. Their legs are covered in tiny structures that look like shag carpets. These structures soften reflections, making Cystistoma even sneakier, and those microscopic spheres on their bodies, they reduce reflected light even more. So next time you're out for a swim, keep an eye out for Cystistoma. But wait, you probably won't even notice it. That's all for today's discoveries in rivers and oceans. If you enjoyed this journey through history and nature, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more amazing stories to you. And before we go, here's a question for you. Which of these discoveries did you find the most intriguing and why? Let us know in the comments below.